Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Sabi Crystal here with a beautiful fresh looking face as usual. And if you're coming across my channel for the very first time, you're highly welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, you're welcome back as well. So today's video is going to be like a continuation of my real estate series. If you're an OG here on my channel, you know that I've been creating content on real estate, okay, like how you can purchase properties and what the processes of acquiring and purchasing properties here in Lagos State. Okay, so yeah, today's video I'm going to be doing like the final video on this series. Okay, this video is going to be on how you can perfect your title after you must have acquired the land here in Lagos State. Okay, for you to be like the bona fide, in fact what is like for you to be the bona fide owner of your land, you need to perfect your title. So today's video I'm going to be talking about what it means to perfect your title, the various titles, and what you need to know about perfection of title. Okay, so if you want to watch, don't touch that dial, keep on watching. So guys, by perfection of title, I mean that you are now the bona fide owner of your land. Okay, you're now the legal owner of your land. The title to the land has officially passed to you. It's now officially in your name. Okay, that's what I mean by perfecting your title, okay, to your land. Yeah, so in my previous videos I told you how you can acquire properties and all that, how you can secure property, but this is like you putting this is like the icing on the cake. Okay, yeah, like icing on the cake. Without this, you've not totally secured your land. Okay, so without perfecting your title, that land is not yours. Okay, yeah, it's not yours. So this is what gives you the legal backing to say that yes, I am the property owner, I am the legal owner, I'm the rightful owner, I'm the bona fide owner to this property. Okay, so perfecting your title in Lagos State actually comes in various ways. Okay, depending on the title on the land. Okay, for example, in Lagos State we have lands are divided into two: committed and non-committed. Okay, here we're talking about non-committed lands because I won't advise anybody to buy land that is committed. By committed I mean that lands that are that belong to the government, that are used for government projects. You don't go close to those lands. Okay, now under non-committed lands, yeah, we have excision, gazette, C of O, and lands that have excision, lands that have C of O, lands that are gazetted, and lands that have governor's consent. Okay, so guys, yeah, I'm going to be talking about lands that are free. Okay, lands that are free. So let's say for example you bought a land that has a C of O, for example. Yeah, so for you to perfect your title, you have to go ahead and get your governor's consent on that land. You can't go and get another C of O on that land because the land already has a C of O. So what you do as a new buyer, you perfect your title, you by applying for governor's consent. Okay, that is how it works. So I'm going to like giving you examples of what you need to do. For example, you bought a land that is excised. By excised I mean that the land has, the government has, excised the land to the community. They are not going back there. Government is not going back there to take that land from the community. Okay, the community are now the owners of the land. The government has given them the land for their own use. So for example, eventually you buy a land that is excised. Now if the community have not applied for their C of O, you can also apply for C of O in your name. Okay, yes, that is for excised land. Same thing for a land that is gazetted. Of course you can go and apply for your C of O. But when you are buying a land that has a C of O already, yeah, you can now apply for your governor's consent. Okay, so when you buy a land that has a governor's consent, now you can now apply. Yeah, definitely you can apply for change of ownership. Okay, so that's how it is. That's the order of how you're going to go about it. Okay, so let's give an example. Now you bought a land that has a C of O, and you want to process your title. You want to change the documents of the land to yours. Like you want to go and perfect your title so that you can be the bona fide owner of that land. You definitely have to go and apply for your governor's consent. Okay, so apply for governor's consent. Definitely you will need your deed. You will need the from 1C, definitely from 1C, because the previous owner in which the C of O is vested in definitely will sign your Form 1C for you, showing that he has transferred title to you. Yeah, so you now go and apply for your governor's consent at the Lands Bureau. Okay, yeah, so that's how you go about it. Definitely, as a real estate lawyer, I process consent C of O for my clients. Okay, I process C of O and consent for my clients. So if you're interested in perfecting your title, I'll leave my Instagram handle on the screen for you guys. Go there and chat with me up on Instagram, and I would let you know what you need to do. Okay, so I'm just giving you like the general knowledge of what you need to know about perfecting your title. Okay, perfection of title, definitely once you you start the process. It takes about 1 to 2 years for you to complete the process, and definitely you get your document in your name. Okay, your document in your name. If you apply for CFO, you're getting the CFO in your name. Okay, yeah, it shows that of course the governor has granted you right of ownership, right of occupancy over your land. Like you're not the bona fide owner. So another thing I want people to know is that when you apply for CFO has expiration date. Yes, it has expiration date, and now with the new laws of Lagos State, I think the expiration date has been reduced to 76 years. Yes, it has a tenure of 76 years. So when you're applying for your CFO, just know that your tenure expires after 76 years. After 76 years, you can now apply for either you apply for extension of your tenure and all that. So whoever we are selling to, let the person also is also bound by it, except the person actually applies for governor's consent, which is not which does not have an expiration date. Okay, yeah, so that is all for that. Then for those of you that want to ask further questions, like I said earlier, I'll leave my Instagram handle on the screen for you guys, so that you can find out more information on this particular issue. Okay, so yeah, without perfecting your title, you don't have the land. The important reason why you need to perfect your title after you must have purchased your land is for you to be able to have advantage, okay, over any adverse claimant. For example, what I mean by adverse claimant is that, for example, you bought your land, and for example that land was sold to 2 persons, and you happen to be one of them. Let's say paraventure bought a land that was sold to you and another person, like both of you are contesting the land. So what the court will look at now is the person that actually perfected his title. That is who the court will see, or would take as the rightful owner. Okay, that's how it goes, because the court deals with evidence. If you don't have evidence to show that you are the bona fide owner, the court will not grant you your will not grant you the redress or whatever you are seeking for, because you didn't show any evidence that you're the property owner. Okay, so it's very important that as soon as you buy a property, you perfect it, so that at least whatever the land, if the land happens to be in contest, whoever perfects its title first is the bona fide owner, is seen as the bona fide owner by the court. So you are more an advantage when you perfect your title on time, and you got your title before the other adverse claimant. Okay, so it's very important that you do so as soon as possible. Okay, yeah, very. So as I was saying, yeah, these are the nitty-gritties you need to know about perfection of title. Okay, so if you have any questions, comment down below in the comment section. I will answer your questions. But if you want to ask me personal questions, like I said, I'll leave my Instagram handle on the screen. Chat me up on Instagram and we'll talk about it. I'll give you more details, more personalized details and all that peculiar to your own situation. Okay, so I would advise anybody that purchases land in Lagos State, make sure that you perfect your title. It's very important. It shows that title has passed to you. Okay, it depends on it. And also another thing again you need to be aware of is that when you're perfecting your title, you're perfecting your title on the amount of land you bought. Let's say, for example, you bought 1 plot, you are perfecting your title on that 1 plot. Okay, if you are buying 1 acre, for example, which is 6 plots, you are perfecting your title on the 6 plots. Okay, not on the entire land, on just the one that you purchased. Okay, so that is how it goes. So I advise anyone that buys land in Lagos State, after you must have secured your land, you've done your fencing, you've done your survey, you've signed your deed of assignment and all that. The next thing is for you to perfect your title, so that you become the bona fide owner of your land. Okay, same thing with houses too. Perfect your title when you buy a house. Very, very important, so that you become the bona fide owner of your house. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and click on the bell notification button beside the subscribe button to get notified whenever I post new videos here on my channel. My next video is coming up very, very soon. Bye.